its Deputy Speaker candidate, Party Supremo Conrad Sangma defends decision. Mukul criticizes government decision to pay autonomous district council staff salary, says government playing politics. Work on rupees 150 crore five-star hotel in Umyam to start this year, says Tourism Minister Paul Lingdo. And Paul wants taxi bodies in Meghalaya and Assam to iron out problems, says government supports local taxis. The news in detail. The National People's Party has nominated Raksam Grey MLA Limison D. Sangma for the post of Deputy Speaker of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly. Sangma filed his nomination today. He is the lone candidate in the fray as the opposition parties have decided not to put up any candidate. The election is scheduled to be held on September 12. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma has defended the party's decision. He said the party arrived at a consensus after extensive discussions.
No, we've discussed with different leaders from the party, and after discussion, we felt that he is a very senior person, and keeping his seniority in mind, and also his experience in the government and in the assembly. So we feel that he would be a good person to be in the post of Deputy Speaker.
Leader of the opposition Mukul Sangma has criticized the state government's decision to pay salaries directly to the district council employees from November 1st. Sangma told media persons today that the decision was taken without any discussion with other parties. The former chief minister has accused the MDA government of politicking over district council crisis and attempting to weaken the constitutional provisions meant to safeguard the tribal identity.
Preference. Why didn't they already said that from 1st of November they will start giving the salary from the government directly to the employees of the district councils? There was no question of any discussion or any engagement. It is a knee-jerk response because they know that this issue is coming up in the House, so they had to come up with the terms of reference. Why didn't they give the terms of reference earlier? What was preventing them from engaging with the ADCs or with any political party? No one is ever accepted. You can bring out that kind of paper and notification anytime, post-dated, pre-dated or whatever, impromptu.
The State Tourism Department is focusing on developing luxury accommodation and promoting niche tourism. Minister Paul Lingdo said today that the work on the proposed five-star hotel at Umyam will begin this year. The rupees 150 crore project will be completed in 3 years. The minister also informed that the government has settled the land issue with the private owner of the island on the lake.
Of five-star hotel at Umyam. So what has happened now is that the Lom Pongdeng island, which was previously with Michael's aim, he has agreed to a mutual agreement with the Department of Tourism to relinquish his claim over the land in order to facilitate the creation of this five-star project. So there was a settlement with him, and that island will now form part of the iconic five-star hotel project, which is pegged somewhere around 155 crore rupees. And work will commence within the current financial year.
Tourism Minister Paul Lingdo has suggested that members of the Meghalaya Tourist Taxi Association must speak to their counterparts in Assam to come to a consensus. The minister's suggestion comes at a time when taxi associations of both the states have threatened to agitate. Lingdo today asked the All Khasi Tourist Cabs Association to talk the problem out with the Assam Association instead of approaching the government with their demands. He also reiterated the government's support for local taxis.
Coming to the government, they have their counterparts in Assam with whom they meet on a daily basis and have an agreement whereby they provide the service of transportation and in return they give guests to stay in the various hotels, resorts and homestays. That would be the most ideal solution. And people in Sora will listen more to local Khasi driver association than they would listen to somebody from Assam who they cannot even have a proper conversation. So it's a very simple solution. I don't know why they are trying to create an issue out of a total non-issue.
There are glaring loopholes in the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances NDPS Act, and drug cartels are taking advantage of these, said Mukul Sangma today. The leader of the opposition raised concerns over the rising drug menace and called for a coordinated response to control the situation. He also highlighted the problem of minors and youths getting caught in this quagmire.
How the space within the framework of that law provides the enforcement agencies, the authorities, to weaponize this law, to create a deterrence. If there are people who are looking at, smuggling and peddling of drugs as a lucrative business, the moment they are confronted by the authorities and the moment these provisions of laws are applied on them, and they'll end up in soup, that becomes a strong deterrence. Therefore,
Mukul Sangma has raised an alarm over the recent Secretariat security scare and asked authorities to thoroughly check the credentials of Meban Shem Snaitang. Snaitang was arrested last week along with 12 others for impersonation. The police also recovered air guns from their possession. The leader of the opposition today emphasized the need for an investigation into the links between the men arrested and those in positions of power, warning that such incidents must not be allowed to take root in Meghalaya.
It's alarming that it shouldn't become a trend. We must nip it in the bud. So authorities must invariably put the people under scanner and look at the circumstances and the background as well. No, security at which point of time? You see, security bandobast is always done, always scaled up based on the situation, based on the inputs. So that's the job of the police. Now, I'm sure they must be having all kinds of inputs to see. It is expected to have all kinds of inputs as and when necessary so that they will be able to ramp up their security bandobast.
Members of the Seng Samla Laumali Palun caught 2 alleged drug addicts last night. They were inside a vehicle parked near the Pasteur Medical College at Laumali Block 1. Seng Samla Vice President Bumper Lang Lindem said the duo were handed over to the police. Meanwhile, President of the Seng Samla Maulai Palun expressed concern over Polo becoming a red spot for drug activities and called for intensified vigilance.
Nikerpat dengan team jongka ANTF balada long bakin wan dan pet yakni ka than jongi hakapulu bakin checking khamba nama ba fi bakani ka pulo ka long ka penja export mar ki di drop si ki bana ene la poi hani pulo ban che di drop kumba kila kumba ki I hi pe ba sakhi hi pe ba baro dada ki ya bijan ki salia so inu inu ru hangi hapulo wala da kidan ki traffic police na kidan ki inu hantai ru kim salia ma kya di drop kumba di kwa je tempo ke ang kumtangi bani ka sarkar la kalong ka bala ba kanpit bahai kini ka area hangi mon makare ke dinti pat ba kajing sengan minan ka manyat bunyen ke kumtahi ikerpat government ba subha ba kanpit bahai kini ka pulo bat ngomong dengan pulo re ka area jo kalau beli bat pulo ni mo.
The Wat Thabru Dorbashnang has started a cleaning drive in the locality near Motfran. The drive is not only aimed at cleaning the pavements but also to keep illegal activities at bay. President of Sengkinthe Wat Thabru S. Paryat said the team cleaned out about 6 trucks full of waste. The cleaning drive is being carried out with the help of the Shillong Municipal Board. One person was arrested yesterday in connection with the assault of a 26-year-old man at Mau Lintriang in Mairang on September 6th. The 46-year-old arrested man has been identified as Linter Rintathiang. He will be in judicial custody for 14 days. Rintathiang assaulted Boon Seodor Nongrang with a sharp weapon. The National Green Tribunal NGT has made the Jaintia Hills Autonomous District Council JHADC, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, and the Department of Water Resources as additional respondents in the case of the Mintandu River pollution environmentalist and petitioner Kru L. Paryat said yesterday that JHADC was involved because it is the custodian of the land. He also said the Ministry of the Road Transport is responsible for the construction of bypass roads near the river and the Department of Water Resources is managing water supply. The final hearing by the NGTs will be on October 17th. The skeletal remains of a missing person was recovered from a Ribhoi forest yesterday. The man has been identified as 46-year-old Carlos Tron. He was from Omar village in Ribhoi and he went missing on June 11th. His family identified the remains today. Police found his clothes and mobile phone near the skeletal remains in the forest near the 6th Battalion at Umran, Nyang Bernai in Ribhoi. The Ribhoi District Medical and Health Officer today organized a rally to raise awareness on World Suicide Prevention Day. It was followed by an interactive session where participants discussed strategies and interventions to prevent suicide. Awareness programs were organized in other parts of the state too. A panel discussion was held today in Ampati that focused on creating hope through action. Southwest Garo Hills Deputy Commissioner Hema Nayak spoke about the importance of raising awareness and reducing stigma. Students and teachers of Springfield High Secondary School in Ampati took out a rally yesterday. The Southwest Khasi Hills District Administration too held a rally yesterday and students and self-help group members took part in it. The West Khasi Hills District Administration organized a capacity building training under the Ministry of Panchayati Raj yesterday. Among the participants were ASHA workers, self-help group members and village leaders from across Nongstoin. The participants emphasized the importance of good health and said it is the key to have a happy family and develop a flourishing society. Now for the weather report. First, let us take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius and maximum temperature 28 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 86%. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius and maximum temperature 23 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 87%. Rainfall 15.9 millimeters. Meanwhile, in Jowai, minimum temperature 20 degrees Celsius and maximum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 96%, rainfall 4.1 millimeters. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Jowai says moderate rain and thunder shower is likely to occur at most places. Before we wind up, here are the headlines once again. NPP names Limison Sangma as its Deputy Speaker candidate. Party Supremo Conrad Sangma defends decision. Mukul criticizes government decision to pay autonomous district council staff salary, says government playing politics. Work on rupees 150 crore 5-star hotel in Umyam to start this year, says Tourism Minister Paul Linga. And Paul wants taxi bodies in Meghalaya and Assam to iron out problems, says government supports local taxis. That's all we have in the news for today. Do join us again tomorrow at the same time, same channel. Thank you for watching and good night.
এইখন আইনৰ লগত NRCৰ কোনো